Okay, so Luis, you want to kick off with the questions?
Yeah. So
Right.
first, we're gonna ask you, well, obviously you've been to a lot of different countries and a lot of different schools, but in general, maybe for each different country, how the background and how it works.
So, how each country works, from what I've seen, France with the school system is the worst.
Oh,
'Cause
interesting.
the school system in France is like, personally, I don't really like it because it's really hard on the students. And it, like, for example, in other countries, they have I think it's called integrated societies or something like that, which is basically like geography, history, and a bunch of like those kind of subjects mixed together. But in
Like
France, they don't have that. Sorry.
That's
When in
interesting.
other countries like Dubai and Singapore, they did have that. And also, they do still in higher grades, they do one big school show at the end of the year. When in other countries, they have one big feeder program that kids can participate in. They don't have to. When in my school I'm in right now, you have to participate in it.
In my old school, I actually yeah, in my old school, I did that as well. There was one big show at the end of the year, and everyone had to do it, mandatory. And some people like really didn't like that kind of stuff, but they still had to do it.
Yeah. So that's stuff I don't like about France, and also when the timetables, it's really annoying because most school starts around 8 and then they end around 5. Around 5, that's 8 hours of school, and a lot of other countries don't have that, and I find 8 hours is too much.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
yeah, but don't you guys in France, don't you have more holidays and you have the Wednesdays half off and stuff?
We have Wednesdays half, but also we only have yeah, I don't know if we have more holidays. I think in Dubai we had more holidays and the days were shorter, but also we only have 2 hours break altogether. I think I can't remember. I think it's 1 or 2 hours break altogether. My sister that's in a higher grade gets for 2 hours for lunch only.
Oh yeah. In England, currently that's what we get as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah. So we basically have to rush, eat, and then kind of talk while we walk back to school because like our canteen is separate from the school, and then our class is already starting.
Wow. I mean, on the holidays, my dad's from Spain and he always says how much holiday we have compared to him. Because for example, there's no such thing as half term. And in the actual like Christmas and Easter holidays, it's only 1 or 2 weeks.
We don't get Easter holidays. I think for us it's a long weekend, so Monday is off. But for Christmas we only get 2 weeks. For summer we do get a long time. We got 2.5 months.
Wow.
And but we also get autumn and spring holidays, which is about 1 or 2 weeks.
That's interesting because for the summer break in Spain it's the same, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the heat. Because it gets so hot in early June, then they just have to call off school because it's too hot for people to learn.
Oh yeah, don't they in Spain like they finish at like 2, so like everyone can go home and like have a siesta. Because they start I think really early and then they end like early afternoon. So everyone, because it gets so hot there, and everyone just goes home and has a siesta, and then wakes up later in the afternoon for the parties and stuff.
I'm pretty sure at least in Spain, I think France as well. Sometimes you don't eat at school, but you actually go home, eat
Oh
at
yeah,
home,
yeah, that's
only if you
true.
live
Yeah,
close,
that's
and then
true.
go back.
Yeah. But you didn't do that, Sky, right? You guys just went to a canteen off campus, right?
Basically, our canteen is like on campus, but since our school is on a golf course, it's like separate.
It's on a golf course.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So the campus is on the golf course. So it's like on the same property as the golf course. They had like the principal and the golf course have like an agreement. So we can use the driving range of the golf course. We can have special golf lessons where we actually go on the course. And they also have tennis courts there, and the school bought them, so we can also use them.
That's
Do you
pretty
feel
cool.
that? Do you feel that maybe in lessons you hear like the balls getting hit or never?
No, not really. My classroom this year was like the furthest away from the golf course, and also none of the windows like it's like skyscraper windows, if you know what I mean. They don't
Oh yeah,
open.
yeah.
So
And the sound doesn't get through.
yeah.
I asked that question because my dad, I think in university or high school, he had one of his buildings was right next to a theme park. So a lot of the times in exams or important moments, they could hear in the background like whoa and stuff like that. So it's very hard to concentrate.
been to school in 4 different countries, right?
Yes.
So to you, like what teaching style, what school stood out most from the rest in that country? What did you find was just completely different from the other three, maybe? Or were they all different in their ways?
And they were all different, but I find the one that stood out the most was the school in Dubai because it was a full IB school and everything was online.
Oh, wait, so could you tell us a bit more about this IB thing? Because here in England, we have GCSEs.
Levels.
They're different, yeah, and I think they're different to IBs. So could you tell us a bit about
Yeah, so IB is basically like in France, they have the bac.
Yeah.
IB is the International Baccalaureate. And what the
Okay.
International Baccalaureate does is it's the hardest diploma to get out of all the diplomas, I'm pretty sure. And it can get you, if you have a good score, into any university in the world.
Oh, so the IB is globally accepted, unlike the GCSE and stuff, which are directed like specifically at the UK.
Yes, the IB is, well, international.
I
So
see
when
it's
do you
from lots of different countries.
Sorry?
I just Googled it and yeah, it's from like lots of different countries. And apparently it's based in like Switzerland.
Yeah.
So could you tell us about how you prepare for it? When do you stop preparing for it? Like what age do you take the IB?
So I have this information from my sister that just graduated high school. You start to prepare for it at I think it's grade 10.
So that would be year 9, wouldn't it?
Well, how old would that be?
I don't know.
How
About
like
15.
okay, 50.
Yeah, that's pretty similar to England actually when you start for the GCSEs.
Yeah, that's pretty similar. But when do
Well,
you take the exam?
Well, on your last year.
Oh,
How
so when
many
you're
years do you
like 18.
spend?
Yeah, so when you're 18, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So it takes a
Oh,
long
so you
time to
gotta
prepare for it.
yeah, so you gotta study a long time.
Yeah, it takes about 2 to 3 years.
I was
With
gonna
the
just
IB, sorry.
how the online school worked. Because of COVID, we went on online school in like year 4 or 5. But I was just wondering if it worked a bit differently from just Zoom meetings.
No, it's not really Zoom meetings, like you're in the classroom with the teacher, but instead of writing on notepads or something like that, our school was Google based, so we used Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Classroom.
Funny in England, 'cause we have laptops as well. We use Microsoft Word, Microsoft OneNote,
Yeah.
basically Microsoft instead of.
Yeah, well, I think and it almost exactly the same, except it's a little bit easier to send stuff around.
Did you use like a stylus when you were writing, or do you just type everything?
No, we just typed everything.
That's interesting because in school sometimes lots of us want to like type, but then the teachers say that it's good to learn how to write and stuff like that. So that's interesting how
Yeah, well, I believe the concept is that in the future, you wouldn't really have to write, and most of it will be done on typing.
yeah, that makes sense.
Point. Yeah, that's a good point. But you said Dubai stood out to you because also in Dubai, you said that it's a lot more free. Kids have a lot more freedom and things like that.
Yes, for example, my sister was from high school on. In Dubai, you could actually leave your house. You could leave the school to go eat wherever you want in the city.
So at lunchtime, like they literally let you out of the school gates to walk like 5 blocks down to like the hamburger place or something.
Well, not me, because I wasn't in high school, I was in middle school. But all of high school, yeah, they could leave if they wanted.
That's interesting.
So you've been to school in the Australia, France, and Singapore. Yeah. So in Dubai
Yes.
school, apart from that, was there more freedom than any of the others in a different way?
I wouldn't really say in the school, but outside of school in the city, yes, because it's just much safer. I think Singapore would be around the same, but in Australia, at my age, I don't think my mom would let me walk out on the street alone. When in Dubai, I could.
But like the heat must have affected so many things in Dubai. So were there like clubs that started earlier, like extracurricular activities?
Well, first of all, around springtime, mid-spring, you weren't allowed to eat in the sun or just like the football field was in the sun. We weren't allowed to go there. All of those things, and everything that was in the sun, we weren't allowed to go in because the school was scared that we would get a heat stroke. So like the canteen would be full packed because lunch would be with middle school and high school together.
Oh yeah, so getting onto the food, Can you tell us,
Yeah.
like, was each school, was it like, did like the country's characteristics like influence the canteen food, or was it all the same, like baked beans, pasta, and stuff? Or like in
No,
Dubai, maybe more Arabic dishes?
no, not at all. I find that each school, like French schools, it's like a normal French canteen. They just give you your food of plate, like a plate of food, sorry. And when in Dubai, it was more of the American system where you'd go up, buy something with the money that your parents gave, or you'd have like money on a scanner and then you can get hot food from the canteen. I will say that the food here in France is the worst canteen food I've ever had.
Okay, it's just because, France are known for their good food with the pain chocolat and croissants and stuff.
Yeah,
I figured it would be a
because
bit better.
it's because the canteen they get catering, and
Yeah.
apparently from people who have been longer in the school, the catering that they're using is the best catering that there is.
Could you give us some
Okay.
examples of the food?
Well, once they overcooked rice and then mixed it
Yeah.
with, like, I think crushed beans with also crushed meat. I
Yeah.
didn't really know what it was.
What did they call the dish?
I don't look at that. I just
From my experience as someone that's like Chinese and has good rice at home, the rice in school is always terrible.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's terribly
But like,
cooked.
and they also overcook pasta or undercook it. Like they never can make a dish well cooked.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
all right. So would they? So you would say that the food in Dubai was marginally better than in France and Australia and Singapore.
Yes, we also had basically in the community, in the gated community where the school was and where I lived, there was a burger place called, I actually forgot what it was called, but they had it was like a burger place, and it was like the place to go when you were hungry in the city. So they also had a small food truck in the school,
That is good.
but every time there's like a half an hour line.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to actually have time to eat the burger, you'd have to run out of class. So that was kind of annoying, but it was also nice to have something like that on campus.
Tell us about the different subjects that you would learn depending on what country you were in.
Well, in Singapore and in Dubai, which I'm pretty sure were both IB schools, what they
Yeah.
did is they also taught you life skills. Like in
Oh,
Singapore, I got to learn how to bake and cook.
That's interesting.
yeah, they don't have that in England.
Yeah, and they also like there was like one where you had to do in Dubai, one where you had to do like a job interview and like practice for
Yes.
them and like knowing how to describe yourself and your skills.
Wait, what age were you when you started learning that?
Well, that was last year, so 11 to 12 years old.
It's interesting because we're gonna do it next year. We're gonna start doing stuff like life skills. So it's interesting how early you learn that in those countries.
Also, what I saw in France is for science. In France, they just write the textbook basically on the whiteboard or the important things in the textbook, and it make you copy it down in your notebook, and that's basically learning it. When in Dubai, our final project was to like find the velocity rate. I can't remember. There was something like that of like a car going down a ramp, and then we needed to submit a project on that slide or a PowerPoint.
Oh, so different styles of actually how they taught the students.
Yes,
And because you've been to 3 schools in France, right?
yes.
Fine.
Two elementary, one middle school.
So did you find that in all these schools in France, it was exactly the same? They just made you copy down the
Yes.
textbook and write it down.
Yes.
Which of the two learning systems would you say was better? Project or the writing the things down?
Project.
Why was that?
Because, well, it depends how someone learns. Because there's some people who learn by writing and copying something down and then rereading their lessons. But personally, I learn with more hands-on, like making a
Yeah.
project or learning like that. And that was Dubai. They were much more hands-on, and our teacher would like show us sometimes cool science tricks after our tests and stuff like that. We would learn without even knowing.
That's cool. How long were the lessons? Because at least for me, sometimes the lessons were really short, like only half an hour. because you had to go to different classrooms and everyone has to get ready to start the lesson. We were only learning for only like 25 minutes.
Okay, so I think one period in my school was in this school, one period is 1 hour.
So in France, one period is 1 hour.
Well, I don't know in all of France, but in my school that I'm in right now, which is a private school, one period is 1 hour except for the breaks and the first period, because the first period is 1.5 hours.
Right,
Wow.
okay. Yeah, because I went to school in France as well, and it was also 1 hour periods for me. But I noticed that in England it was much shorter, 30 to 40
Yeah.
minutes. And I think
But,
they did that.
but then we also have double
Yeah,
periods. So if it's a
yeah.
40-minute and it's a double period, then it's an hour and 20.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
Dubai, it was also 1 hour, and both here in France and Dubai, we'd also have double periods.
I think
Wow.
that 40 minutes, personally for me, works better because then I feel like after an hour it starts to get like really boring and really hard, so you start to lose attention. I think at 40 minutes it's really good because then you don't lose interest that quickly.
I see your point, but also with 1 hour, it's like more orderly in the day with times tables. Like, okay, at that time is gonna be next class. Not like it's like
Yeah, I
otherwise you can
understand.
lose track of time.
How about we talk about sports maybe?
Yeah, so in Dubai, since it was really hot, the sport, like, we had one term of swimming.
Oh wow. Was it indoor or outdoor?
It was outdoor, but there was like a shade cover on it.
Because of the
Interesting.
heat, right? They I guess in one term, like the summer term, because it's so ridiculously hot in Dubai, you couldn't like do athletics and stuff like we do in England.
Yes. Well, because the girls did swimming on a different term than the boys for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But for us in the second term, we were doing running and baseball. And then in the third term, which is then the last term for us, I think, then we are doing swimming, and swimming was half like race swimming and learning good technique, and half water polo.
Water
I
polo.
also have a question because in England, I think that most schools there they arrange fixtures and like football matches, cricket matches, tennis matches against other
Yeah.
schools. So I want to know in the places you've been, France, Dubai, Australia, Singapore, did they do the same thing there?
Well, here in France, no, because the sports facilities are really bad.
Yeah.
Like we have, okay, the only really good sports facility we have is a concrete basketball court, which is also a handball court. Otherwise, our football field it's just like one of those fields that aren't like professionally cut and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When Dubai, they actually had like an actual football court. So there, and they also had an indoor sports facility.
Oh yeah, like a
So
hall,
there,
sports hall.
yeah, so there in term two, they had a football, like they made a football team, and then we'd go to different schools and play against them. And it was only supposed to last one term. But our team did so good that our coach put us in another league. So we also played during term three,
How did you
but we did pretty bad.
Well, you must have been in quite a high league.
Yes, but our team was also like with a bunch of really good kids. Like I'm sure a few of them are going to be pro in the future. I think the
Wow.
reason why we lost is not good chemistry.
Oh yeah, Dubai brings because it's such an international place. Like I heard the stat, like 85% of the people that are from other countries, not actually born in Dubai. So I guess like that you have so many people of different countries there, right?
Yes,
The classrooms.
none of them were from the United Arab Emirates in my class.
Wow. How big was your class actually?
Well, we had two classes of each, I think 20 kids. So altogether, like 40 kids in one class.
But
And
when you
in
like
France,
when you're in like oh, I was gonna say when you're in lessons, would that be in with 20 people or 40 people in the same classroom?
20 people.
In the same room?
We were in sixth grade, so there was 6A and 6B.
I mean, in the school I'm in right now, the classes are each of like 22 people, but then there's 10 different classes for each year.
in England, yeah, in England,
Yeah.
it's secondary school. They're like a lot
Yeah.
more.
I mean, the whole year group is like 300 people or something like that. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, we have in my school right now, it's a really small school. So there's only one class for each year. So, and we're about 21 kids.
In my old school, it was actually the same in the later years. There was two classes, but the two classes were like really small. There was like 15 people in each class, and there were only two classes.
Yeah. What's nice of us having small classes is you get like
More attention from the teacher.
more attention from the teacher, and also you get closer with the people around you.
That's what I felt as well. That's what I felt as well. I really liked my final 2 years at my old school because I was actually kind of friends with most of like almost all the people in my year, you know, like I actually knew them pretty well.
Yeah, because that was school, was that in England? That was secondary, or was it?
It was year 7 and 8, so
Yeah,
yeah.
same for me. There were 20 people altogether in my year, and each classroom had 10 people. So that I think was really fun.
My small school, they're pretty strict. So they like we had two kids that were kind of like troublemakers, and they got expelled. No, one left,
They
but
got
the other.
Oh,
what did they do to
Yeah.
get expelled?
Well, one kid almost killed someone.
What happened in my old school as well?
wait. Sorry, what school is this? Is this in Dubai?
No, this is in my school in France.
How did they almost kill someone?
They were apparently playing a game where they were choking each other, and one
Great
choked the
game,
other
yeah.
one for too long, and then he almost got a seizure.
Well, that's pretty bad actually.
Was there no one on duty? Like, what?
No, there was a teacher, but it's like she can't control kids well. She doesn't like bring order to the room.
Like she doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah, she kind of just like I had her once for sub, and the classroom was a mess, and they can't do anything about it. She's too nice.
When my dad was talking about when he was back in school, he said they had a teacher that was really bad, and if the class wouldn't stop talking when it was the start of the lesson, they were just talking and making a racket. She would just wait for them to stop, and then they'll spend the entire period of an hour just chatting because she would break it down and she would say, "I'm not going to start teaching until you guys are quiet." So then she just never taught anything.
I have teachers like that, but for some reason, for us, it works. Like then we all go silent.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem was probably that the class was just so big. It was like for 45 or 50 people in that class.
Yeah, I have one teacher, my math teacher. He is like I'm pretty sure he manipulates the kids because one day he says one day he is like praising us and stuff for that, and the next day he's telling us that we're the worst and that we'll become nothing in life.
Oh, he says that in your French school.
Yeah.
In Dubai.
Sorry.
Gone.
And then he would like completely just make the kids in our class just make them feel really bad about themselves. But
He was
then
allowed to do this. He wasn't like sacked or fired.
no, because he's one of the most important teachers at the school. He teaches maths for 4 grades, and then he also teaches business for high school.
Oh, there's business in France.
Yes. Well, it's because the school I'm in right now is partially IB, so when you get into on your last few years of high school, you're doing IB, but at the beginning you do IGC.
So I'm doing IGCSE right now. Yeah, that's interesting. So you do both. So then the equivalent of IB would probably be A level from UK. I'm assuming.
I think I don't really know IGC, but we do practice final exams every year.
Yeah, we do that as well. And just quickly, for the IB, how does it work? Is it like like a few subjects? Is it one big thing?
So first you choose your career, which which way you're gonna go. And then with that career you can choose, I think, minimum one science, max two. So for example, you can do physics and chemistry, and then of course you need to do maths, English, then you can choose a language, or there's business, psychology. So you can kind of choose the classes you want to do.
That's the same for GCSE in England. So they have the ones that you have to take, three sciences, and then of course, and then you choose.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting.
in IB,
I was
you
just,
don't have to choose the three sciences. You can only choose one. One is the max. I mean, yeah, one is the minimum. You need to choose one. But of course, if you want, you can choose all three.
I feel like the transition from GCSE to IB is a bit better than to A level because it looks like IB has like maybe 6 or 7 subjects, I think, but then A level is only 3. So that's a big difference.
Yes. Because with the IB, it doesn't really give you it doesn't make you do all things. It just makes you do the things that are best for your career.
What were the different careers that you could take, like the paths?
Well, it's just really any career you want to do. Like if you want to do pilot, you just put your career, and then you have I don't know what it's called, but it's like an accountant that helps you. And then
Oh yeah.
on your last year, they can help you get into colleges and stuff like that.
That's quite helpful.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of like a consultant advisor.
Yeah. So basically, you just state your career you want to do, and then the people will advise you to take this class because it will help you in this way and that way. And then it's kind of to help you through your. It's it makes it easier in IB.
How wait, I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, how early do you have to choose that career? Because I don't know about you, but I still don't know exactly what career I'm gonna go into at this age.
Well, you can always switch career you want to do and switch the classes you want to do, except in the last year. So you can really choose that career when you want, but the career doesn't really matter. It's more for the classes that you do.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so actually, ID is quite different to the A level.
Yeah.
They don't really ask you to choose a career. I don't think they give you as much advice and help for the classes, unless of course you ask for it. So could you tell us a bit about the extracurricular activities in France?
Well, here the extracurricular activities are actually made by the 18-year-olds, the highest grade. They can make one and then ask people to join, and if they like it, then they'll join. The ones that are made by teachers. The one that are made by teachers is football and touch rugby, which is football is just you go there and you just play football. They make 2 random teams and then you just play football. And touch rugby is basically the same.